starting for National Anthem Opera. Quickly look at two start lines again this evening. So Kevin Druitt in goal for 1, Nicky Lee Bulmer. Number 2, Harry Lucas Jones. Number 3, from Sussex. Number 4, Matt Jackson. Number 5, Aaron Lawrence. Number 6, Cameron James. Number 7, Isaac Dawson. Number 8, Brian Davis. Number 9, Lewis George. Number 10, Alex Buxton. And number 11, Tom Gurton. Substitutes number 19, Josh Williams. Number 12, Mike Sheehan. 14, Jack Walters. Number 15, Jane Frost. And number 16, Finn Williams. And start line at 4, Aberystwyth Town. Number 1, Ollie Fairbrother. Number 2, Tim Benjamin. Number 3, Abby Rowe. Number 4, Lee Jenkins. Number 5, Ryan Evans. Number 6, Ryan Coleridge. Number 8, Arvin Hall. Number 9, Nick Dudley. Number 10, Stefan Gittins. Number 11, Captain Tom Evans. And number 17, Liam Burke, substitutes for 30 Alex Beck. Number 17, Lloyd. Number 14, Josh Cole. 16, Ethan Rogers. And number 19, Harry Potter. Enjoy the game.
Good evening, welcome back to Latham Park in Newtown for the Welsh Academy's Under-19 Cup final contested between Aberystwyth and Kevin Druitt. After such a wonderful Under-16 Cup final, plenty to look forward to in this game. And we've upped the stakes with our guests, we've broke the budget, and we have Kevin Druitt's manager Hugh Griffiths for the first 45 minutes. Second 45 minutes, we've upped the stakes even more. We got Robert Page, a Welsh Under-21 manager, alongside us. But welcome, Hughie.
Cheers, thanks, welcome all.
And looking forward to see your Under-19s try and lift this cup. Oh, great start. Wonderful start. Clever play there by Stefan Gittins.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's going to be nice to come down to watch the boys. You know, we've got a young side here today. I think 6 of them are first years, but you know, there's plenty of potential. They've got good pace going forward, and hopefully they can impose themselves on a very strong Aberystwyth-looking team here.
Aberystwyth with Ollie Fairbrother in goals, Dylan Benjamin, Lee Jenkins, Ryan Evans, Harry Rowe as a back four, Liam Burner the holder in midfield, Tom Evans, Carwyn Morgan, Niall Coleridge and Stefan Gittins, and Liam Doherty will play up top by himself. Kevin Druitt, Nicky Lee Bulmer In goals, Harry Lucas-Jones, Aaron Roberts, Kai Jackson, Luke Sussex is their back four. Cameron Jones and Ryan Davis will hold in midfield. Isaac Dawson, Tom Faithful wide. Alex Buxton will play as the 10. And the 9 will be played by Lewis George. Obviously, Aberystwyth in their green and white. And the Druids in their blue with yellow stripes. And a smart play again from the 10, who looks a decent player, Gittins for Aber. May have to deal with him, Hughie.
Yeah, he looks lively. He's got between the lines a few times now, got in the half turn, and he's looked to create and try and slide players in. It's going to be important for the two young midfield players to get tight to him.
Just the levels for the viewers. I mean, the 16s was a marvellously entertaining game. Obviously, the 19s becomes a little bit more physical, should be a bit more quicker and more aligned to Welsh Premier football itself. And there will be players playing in this final who have represented either club in, most probably Hugh, in the Welsh Premier League.
Yeah, definitely the centre half at Aberystwyth there has played on quite a regular basis for Aber towards the end. Lewis George has made an appearance for our first team. Kai Jackson is a Welsh under-18 schoolboy, along with the right back as well here, who's on the ball at the moment for us, Harry Lucas.
That's a great ball in. He's just offside. He's just straight offside there. Lewis George. George is a big unit. He must be 6'4", your centre forward. So Jenkins, who has Welsh Premier League experience, will have his hands full.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to be one of the key matchups here. You can see the shoulders on Jenkins. He's a big, thick set lad. Lewis is a bit more being poly, but if he can punch his weight today, it should be a good contest. I think the main one today would be the two full-backs, so they've got the work cut out with the two quick boys for Aber here.
Yeah, definitely made a great start. Stefan Gittins, we had two excellent wingers in the last game. And now, just want to see an entertaining encounter, exactly the same. Cam Bryan and Clydach, of course, 2 trophies on the day so far, winning the Under-12s Cup final against Connors Key, 1-0, as early as 11 o'clock this morning. Bala winning the Under-14s, 2-0 against the very gallant Penabont. Cam Bryan winning in extra time against Airbus UK. They're on the break here, the Druids.
A little bit too much weight on the pass there. He's cut inside. Good ball by Lucas across field. I just couldn't quite slide George in at the end.
It's great to have the participation of the Kevin Druids manager, Hughie Griffiths. Your season, Hughie, of course, you started the season in Europe as the lights come on at Latham Park. You started the season in Europe, a long season, and finished well with a 5-0 victory.
Yeah, it's been a long one. We've been at it for nearly 2 years now, so we're glad of the break. I mean, for the club, it's probably been a better season in terms of the whole build-up of the club. We've won the 19s league and different things. We're in the cup final now. We've won the reserves. The first team have managed to stay in. We haven't quite had the financial clout of last year's European thing, but we've won the local under 14s league as well. So as a club, we've developed really well.
Brilliant play from Coleridge. Chance. Great save from the goalkeeper, Nicky Lee Bulmer, with his left foot, but Niall Coleridge in midfield was busy and pulled the ball back. It was a big chance for Cowan Morgan, I think. Great save, Nicky Lee Bulmer. Always positive start for goalkeepers, absolutely key, Hughie.
Yeah, Nick's come in. The 19's a little bit short. You can play a couple of older age ones, and Nicky's come in to help them out today, and shows his experience there. Nick's played at first team level in the Welsh Premier League, not for us this year, however, but he's got previous experiences with Airbus and so on and so forth. Was a trainee and a first year pro at QPR, so his experience will be great for these young lads playing at the back today.
Full-back Harry Lucas-Jones, I think he's gone. If it is Harry Lucas-Jones, or is it the centre-back down there? He is.
It's not Harry, it's the centre-half.
It's the centre-half. He's had one hell of a knock there, and he's struggling there early on. I think he thinks the winger's left one in. That's what he's trying to tell the referee.
It looks like it's Ryan Davis, actually, the centre midfield player who's gone down.
Yeah, and he looks in pain. You're under 19s. I don't think you're like too many play actors at this level as early as this in the game anyway.
No, he's a tough sort of midfield player. He's a second year with us now. He gets around the park. He does like to tackle himself, so it'd be nice for him to grow up and get on the wrong side of one there, and he'll be back in and looking for who's done that one. I think
He
in a
is
couple of minutes.
definitely struggling there, Ryan. Might have to have that strapped up. He's in pain. He's saying no already to Barry Morgan, in fact, the Aberystwyth manager. Referee for the day, Ben Williams. Assistants, Connor Thomas, Jordan Christopher, and the fourth official, Ryan Davis, as Ryan Davis comes back on the player. Early in the cup final, but as per usual in these big games, first goal key. Goalkeeper does well as well.
Good starting position by the keeper. I think he was just offside Lewis George, but the keeper really good starting position. Brave coming out then.
Yeah, and cup finals can be won or lost on good performances on goalkeepers. Unfortunately, you know, yesterday he was a little bit unfortunate. He hasn't had his greatest day. The Connah's Quay No-Match goalkeeper yesterday, by the way, who has been a tremendous goalkeeper over the years. You know, you don't become bad overnight.
No,
everybody can have a bad game, Hughie.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I had John Danby at Chester.
Feel for John Danby.
Yeah, I mean, I've picked John in my, Welsh Premier League Team of the Year. He's been superb. I had him at Chester as well. Fully aware what he can do. But unfortunately, yesterday, John's had one of those games, and he's cost the boys, a couple of goals, and there'll be nobody hurting more than him this morning. So, condolences go out to him and some of the boys up there today.
Druids just trying to get it down and pass it around with great cross-field ball that is, and that was an almost ball. That's good pressing by Ryan Davis. This is given against him. A few choice words from the Kevin Druids dugout, not as loud as the usual Kevin Druids dugout, by the way.
No, I think that might have been some of the lads in there, not the management team, as per usual.
Already a good tempo to this game. Oh, what a ball that is from the left back. Should have taken that before the bounce, but he's got it down. Shot off. Saved by Bulmer again, but what a great cross-field ball from Harry Rowe. Picked out Tom Evans from the far side. Evans gets a shot off, and it's a great save from Nicky Bulmer.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a 40-50 yard ball. I mean, that goes to show the strength in some of these boys that they've got now. They're not far away from Welsh Premier League football. Like you said, they could have been taken first time, but he's cut inside fantastically. And Nicky's not been beaten at his near post. Which is it's important that he saves that one. But Aberystwyth look good here today.
Set plays again. Physicality key on these. Jenkins on the back post. Jenkins gets half the header. Bulmer collects in goals and releases. Headed clear by Harry Rowe, looks a decent left back. The English Premier League carries on this evening, and most probably will be played in the second half of this one. Manchester City, second 2 games to go, playing Leicester City at home this evening. Do you see any hiccups there along the way, Hughie?
I think I think they'll win away at Burnley. I think this is the one. The way that Leicester set up, counter-attacking play, quick play of Vardy up top, and 1 or 2 there. I know it's a home game for City, and it's unlikely that they get beat. But if they are going to get beaten, this is the one I fancy, and I don't think they will get beat. I think it'll end up being a draw. So, a bit of hope for all those Liverpool fans out there.
You have the whole of Merseyside switching on this programme if there's a draw anyway, don't worry about that.
Yeah, well, it'd be good. It's nice for it to change hands now and then. But City have been fantastic and great to watch. But it's good to see it going down to the wire.
We did mention earlier on as well about the seasons the Welsh clubs have had. Swansea, we think, have done well. Cardiff, unfortunately, the end just a step too far. Wrexham just fallen at the final hurdle again. Newport County have been the shining light. Great clearance.
Strike.
Ollie Fairbrother in goals. What a strike that is, and almost presents a chance. Offside flag goes up, but he's looked sharp in goals. He's come off his line well. He's kicking well.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge kick. That's gone from box to box. That has. I mean that's a fantastic.
Kai Jackson ball in behind. He's got behind the fullback. Fullback made up well for it and just gets one for high kicking. A little bit soft, if you ask me.
Yeah, for me, he's got to go and put his body in front of the player and let the player come in clutching from behind, and then the referee's got to make the decision whether that's a penalty or not. Rather than trying to be too honest and just hang a leg there. If he puts his body between him and the ball, the defender goes through him, and you ask decisions of referees, and I think that's something with experience that will come.
That was Isaac Dawson trying to get in down the left-hand side, but it was Dylan Benjamin who got the reward from the free kick, and Fairbrother goes long, strikes the ball really well. Great header away. Kai Jackson strong centre back, Kai Jackson.
Yeah, Kai's done pre-season with us, coming as a, just leaving school. So he played a couple of games in the first team pre-season, hasn't featured. After that, he came in the North East Wales Cup final, came on for us against Gresford. Just needs to work on his feet a little bit, quicken it up. But like I said, he's a Welsh international now, so it should be time for him to grow. He'll come and do pre-season again with the first team, and maybe start to look and push one or two of the boys who we've got there.
And they're bonus signings, or when you bring locals through, it's always a bonus for the football club. Anybody you select from your football club in these Welsh Premiers and the likes within a distance of about 25 miles, they're locals. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, it keeps the budget down in terms of bringing local people through. It gives them that self-pride of wanting to be there. That's massive for us. So, there's a couple here that we need to look at. Like I said, we're quite young this time round with 6 first years there. So, next year, hopefully 1 or 2 will come. We can start to look again.
That's interesting. Then that's the first time that your big man up top, he's peeled off Lee Jenkins, Lewis George, and he's gone across to the other centre half and won the header. So he should learn from that already.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what Connors Key did well in the final yesterday. Really, is Matt Wild peeled off onto the youngster, and probably didn't get quite as much joy as he'd wanted to. But yeah, that's something the boys have got to learn, is maybe not to go up against the big strong one and go the other way.
Evans. Faithful playing on the left wing, Dawson on the right wing, so there's plenty of width for Kevin Druitt. They're almost saying they're playing are they playing a box midfield in there, Huey?
They're not trying to. We're trying to stretch it with a 3 up front, really. Yeah. The Cam and is in the middle there. The 8 alongside him, and the 10's got license to go and run off and
flick. Chance, good pace, great pace. He's away. What a save! Bulmer's been the busier of the 2 goalkeepers so far. It's a great save, but what pace was that from Liam Doughty? Chance again. They look sharp when they're up top.
That's great pace to go through there. I mean, for me, he's got to do better. I mean, it's a fantastic save. That's the experience of the keeper coming out, closing him down quickly. But they can't leave him one-on-one because he's only got 10 yards to go into, and he left the 2 centre halves for dead. Then
alarm bells straight away ringing.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
As early as that, you're almost saying one latch on, one drop off a bit more.
Yeah, definitely. Or when they get comfy possession in midfield, you've got to drop off and play a deep line and allow him no space to go into. See if he's got a little bit more about him where they can play through you. But I think if you play high lines, they're going to get in all day long with a straight ball down the middle of them.
And is that what every manager is looking? A 9 who could run as quick as that is going to trouble anybody. That was good pace.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's one thing you can't defend in football, and that's pace. So if he learns to time his runs and things right, he could be a good signing for Aberystwyth next year.
Decent play again in midfield from Ryan Davis. He's still suffering by the look of it. He's just down below us with that ankle injury, so he may have twisted that early on. Have to keep an eye on that. Bulmer goes long, headed clear again by Harry Rowe. Nothing really in it at the moment. No gilt edge chances apart from the break. Bank holiday Monday evening at Latham Park in Newtown. The Welsh Academy's under-19 league as Liam Doughty gets up and wins a header again. 2 fellas who look like having a busy afternoon at Aaron Roberts and Kai Jackson at the back. Jackson. Ball just seeing maybe a little bit too much air at the moment.
Yeah, you've got the centre forward dropping in almost as a right back position then for Druids, and then there's not much to hit forward, so they've just got to, like you said, they've just got to go back out, regroup the ball, go back out and keep possession. Just playing direct then into sort of thin air, if you like.
Almost again, the ball, the switch ball, keeping the top 3 up.
Yeah, both teams have looked to get in through long diagonals at times, so that seems to be the game plan at the moment for teams.
And already with 16 minutes gone, and this game is 45 minutes again at this level. It was 40 minutes at 16 years of age, 45 minutes at this age. Davis again. Can he thread one? Almost a great ball from Davis, but this goalkeeper, after only quarter of an hour of this game, is very, very impressive in sprinting off his line.
Yeah, I thought he was excellent there. I think Harry Rowe, the left back as well, did well to shut the winger off, but the keeper looks very good. He's high in his, even now when we're on the ball in the halfway, he's high up in the 18-yard box.
And sharp.
Yeah, I mean that's brave. He's come out of people's feet there as well, but I think Rowe, the left back, needs to take a bit of compliments there for holding off the winger.
Rowe, I think, has maybe had some first team action. Aberystwyth finished the season just missing out to Cardiff Met in the 7th spot. Cardiff Met go to Carnarvon this Saturday. Scorio's live game. Chance here, a little bit of a mistake from Jenkins. Good hold of play from George. Yeah, nobody really getting it down at the moment and settling on. It's a quick start to the final. Just shadow boxing either side.
Yeah, I think a little bit of nerves comes into it at this age. You know, nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants to concede that first goal. You know, I think it will settle down in a bit when they get the ball. They get a good feel for each other. There's two different sort of shapes and systems playing each other here now, and I think one or two are trying to make adjustments to it. But I think it might just end up being a mistake.
Aaron Roberts getting into midfield. Cameron Jones battling in there. He looks really quick on the ball when he gets to Stephen Gittins, and he's going to be a handful the way he's playing. Gets it direct when he gets it as well. Yeah,
very direct. He's looked to come inside. I think if I was Druids now and I was down there, we'd be trying to get him to show him outside. But you know, if he looks as if he's got the pace to go around the outside as well. So you know, you can show him into the bodies, but for me, I would show him away from goal because he looks a danger.
Harry Rowe over the kick, 4 beyond the ball for Abbott. Surely you've got to push another one forward there. 4 against 1 at the back behind the kick. I always hate to see that.
Yeah, I mean, they've just got to go and box it. Yeah, got to box it off, because if they don't win the first, this is the one. They should be recreating the ball and
into the mix of this time. Bulmer surely will deal with that as comfortably as he did. Quick ball not on at the moment. Jackson seen plenty of the ball at the back, comfortable on the ball.
Left-footed. He's a left-footed centre half. I was just about to say that, John, that you picked up. But you know, you don't get that very often. So he does give you a natural balance. He's taking
a chance here because Doherty takes it early. He's seen something but didn't connect.
Yeah, I said it before. Sometimes he's just got to quicken up his feet a little bit, Kai. He's been caught twice on it now, just sort of dawdling on the ball. And the higher you go, the players get a little bit quicker and a little bit sharper. And I think in the past he's probably been a bit bigger and stronger than other boys, but you step up to this sort of level in this age group, the boys are just as big and strong. It's good football.
In midfield, it's great play by Burnett in midfield. Gittins cuts inside. Can he get the shot off? Pulls it back. Doherty, chance. Playing her way around the penalty area. The finishing's not quite there at the moment, but every time the ball goes wide, don't get it inside, something is happening.
Yeah, definitely. I think the boy in the edge of the box has got a lot of time there. I think he's got to do better for me. He's got to work the keeper. I think he's got to place in that top corner. I think there he's just got to stick his head down and put the laces through the boot, and you know, he's got a chance.
Both teams trying to play though, Hugh. I mean,
they are
trying to play their way out.
They're just cancelling each other out at the moment. You know, Druids are trying to get the fullbacks high, and it just seems to be a battle in middle areas at the moment.
Jenkins enjoying himself going forward there. Won about 2 or 3 barging battles. You said about his shoulders early on. He's a strong lad, strong-looking lad.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's definitely one for Aberystwyth. This, you know, he's played this year. He's got first-team experience. Looks a little bit physically bigger and stronger than some of the other boys, but you know, they all learn and develop at different rates. So you know, we'll see how the game goes and folds, and you know, look forward for a good career for this young man.
Scouts here all day from Football League clubs, obviously, from the under-12s to under-14s to under-16s to under-19s, with the inflated prices of the football transfers at the moment. This is like a football sale sometimes, these academy. You can go do a little bit of bargain shopping if you do your hard work.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, with the Welsh FA trying to protect our Welsh clubs now without these teams coming in and pinching from our academies and these age groups. But like you said, this is a hotbed of talent. I've seen one or two scouts that I knew myself when I walked round already today. And they're looking for the next future. Like you said, you can pick them up on the cheap from the Welsh League, and certainly that's what we're doing. But the Welsh FA are working really hard to put this barrier in now, where we can try and keep hold of our boys and get something back from. And I think that's important for us to keep the talent, not so much in Wales, but that we can regrow the other talent that's coming through as well.
21 minutes gone in the Welsh Academy's Under-19 Cup final. Aberystwyth Town against Kevin Druids, 0-0 the scoreline. Bulmer most probably the busier of the two goalkeepers so far.
Yeah, Bulmer's had to pull three saves off. The Aberystwyth keepers just swept up at the back and not allowed the Druids to get the shots off. So I think that's the main difference. Bulmer's made 3 saves.
Bank holiday, Monday evening. Extra time not required really, Hughie. We've had extra time earlier on in the under-16, which is a terrific game, but I think it won't go down too well if it goes to 90 plus again.
No, but neither team will want to lose, but I don't see this game being a 0-0. I'll be honest with you. I think there's going to be more chances. Players will get tired on this. It's a big old pitch, and someone will switch it off and will make a mistake, and I think we'll get a goal, Jonah. Just hope it's not one each.
Yeah, Barry Morgan in charge of Aberystwyth, and I could see his team just starting to put a few tackles in the Barry Morgan fashion. Barry very rarely went without the game without having a word or two with the referee and explaining some rash, tough tackling midfielder. Barry, good player.
Yeah, Barry was a good lad. I played against Barry a few times. He wasn't shy of leaving a foot in and letting you know, and trying to play some of the dark arts of football and trying to get in your head. So, I'm sure he'll have inputted that into one or two of the players. But, lads are growing up with this now. They're starting to understand the game. The Premier League stuff. They're watching this week in, week out. So, the Brighter boys are, switching on to some of these tricks that you generally learn as you get older.
Gavin Morgan, great touch and a great switch inside there from Tom Faithful with the back foot. Rose impressing so far. Good early ball in as well. And his pace off the mark is troubling the back two Dohertys. Gets a shot off. Bowman in the right place, but off the mark, he looks electric.
Yeah, Liam Doherty there just cutting inside, just turning Kai Jackson and getting a shot off. Easy enough for Bulmer at the time, but he looks really lively up there, cutting in on his right side.
It somehow makes you think, Huey, that should Kevin Druids have a bit more possession, your team, Aber might look a bit more dangerous on the break with pace like that, because at present your back two are able to drop in and just drop off him. I think if he gets him in a straight line and he's just about 10 or 15 yards, that type of ball at the field, he could cause problems.
Yeah, I think so. I think Aber are probably slightly edging the game, with having a slightly more possession and things. I just think they're probably a little bit older, a little bit more experienced at the moment, but goals change games, and Druids are still getting one or two chances, but the more Druids do have on the ball, the more Aber could be here on the break.
Jenkins again going on one of his seen Morrison doing that for Cardiff on the weekend. Centre half who loves to gallop forward and always got something to say back, even when he's got fouled. Great attitude.
Yeah, I mean, he's just showing his experience, stepping in now, and
shoulder injury, could be a shoulder injury here to your own Harry Lucas-Jones. It looks like he's been bumped. He's in plenty of pain there.
Yeah, that doesn't look good, to be honest. He does look in pain.
Well, we did mention the Welsh, while there's a break in play, Huey, we did mention the Welsh Premier League playoffs. I asked a few questions in the Under-16s Cup final of the contest between Carnarvon, Cardiff, Met, Newtown and Bala. Had to pick, Huey.
It is, that it really is a mix. There's different types of styles in there. For me, I personally like Cardiff Met because I've been there twice and we beat them. I think they almost deserve it with the amount of money that they've just missed out on from each game. But I think for me, Carnarvon are favourites. They're going in as strong. Bala have got the experience. They've been there, seen it, done it before. But Carnarvon away in front of that crowd, it's not somewhere you would enjoy going to, and I think they could play a major part in that. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be a great event. Friday night live on Facebook on Scorio, Newtown and Bala, and Saturday evening live on Scorio, Carnarvon will take on Cardiff Met from a jam-packed oval, we hope.
Yeah, it certainly will be, and you know they'll make plenty of noise. You know they've been a great addition to Welsh football this year, and you know we didn't get much success from there, and you know they shared their thoughts with me a few times, being an ex-Bangor boy.
Yeah, very welcoming to the Bangor lads, very welcoming. Lucas Jones looks like coming back on the pitch in some discomfort, by the way. He's carrying his left arm, you could see it now, so he won too much physical action and it hits him right on the shoulder. Right on the shoulder. 50-50's starting to rattle in a bit more. Tempo of the game just picking up.
Yeah, one or two of the boys have seen a few knocks now to get to this age, and you know they find it a little bit more difficult to control their emotions. But ABBA looks strong. You know they've got this 4-1-4-1 shape, and you know the boy up front looks good. And if they can get the ball out wide now at Lucas, it looks like they could cause him some problems down this side.
I'd like to see your big man sought after a little bit more. Your top centre forward, 6'4", Lewis George, from the goalkeeper as well here. He's a test of him. You've got to go and win that, big man, now. Yeah, you've got to compete for that. That's key that he gets his head on that first one.
Yeah, you know, he played pre-season for us against Harrogate when he came on, and you know, he's such a big boy. He's almost like a crouch. He's better with his feet than he is aerially.
Yeah, sometimes you get that, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You know, he needs to learn to punch his weight in terms of his height, but you know, that's something you get with experience. You know, he'll fill himself out, but for me, he's got to back himself up against the centre half there. He's run under it where he's not really going to affect it, and it's frustrating, you know, for the defenders when you're back there and your big man's not winning it. You know, he did the right thing, peeled it off into the smaller centre half, but you know, he's got to go and win it. But credit to the centre half there.
Yes, Michael Wilde yesterday in the Welsh Cup final. Wow, he must have won 25 headers out of 30 he went for, and really did compete and showed how to win the first header, even though, unfortunately for him, he didn't end up on the score sheet.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Consky had done their homework, and there Blaine Hudson was the other centre half there. They picked the young one, but I thought he did really well. He was a 19-year-old boy against one of our most experienced Welsh Premier League
Jack
centre
Bodenham.
forwards. Yeah, he was. It was a good contest. It was good to see, and you know, Bodenham won his fair share as well. You know, it wasn't clear cut. It's a chance here.
No flag. Druids get forward. Good ball whipped in. Almost a mistake by the full-back coming round. Up clear. Now Coleridge hooked it clear as Kai Jackson, who's seeing plenty of the ball on the left-hand side, clips it in.
I think it was Dylan Jackson, the right back, coming around for ABBA there, and you know he's done enough.
Half an hour of this final skip past. Rowe loves a sweet left foot. Gets
Sussex.
It's
Yeah,
great clearance as well, by the way.
Yeah, defender's
Luke
been
Sussex.
brave. Yeah, he's got the pace to burn. Sussex. He came on and played part of the game against Ruthin in the North East Wales Cup for us, Sussex. So you know, he's got some first team experience there.
And that's just the modern game now, Hughie. The wide men in every team almost have to be able to defend a little, even at the top level. And I think the prime examples of that are Raheem Sterling and company. You're not allowed just to go forward anymore. You've got to learn some sort of art of defending as well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's as you go up, you talk about Raheem Sterling having to defend. You're talking one of the best, you know, players in the Premier League having to come back. You know, the game's changing, it's evolving. The distances the players are covering now, you know, with the modern day, the fullbacks are attacking, so wingers have to come back.
The
So
right
Lucas,
back is
yeah, Lucas.
if you can't take a throw, and he's struggling, that boy, he's in so much pain in front of us. Gets a sporting handshake as well from Liam Doherty in front of me. It's he's in trouble. I think your gaffer may have to look at that. Sean Colley.
Yeah, Sean's got to have a look at that now. You know, he's got great experience. Lucas, he's one of the more experienced boys here. He's got an under-18 cap this year and things, so...
He's carrying it in front of us.
Yeah,
It's almost sling-like the way he's carrying it.
Yeah, I mean, he's a brave boy. Sometimes you've got to be a little bit more true to the people around you and not let people down. But it's the adrenaline at the moment, playing in a cup final and stuff. He'll not want to come off, and he is a big, brave boy.
Sussex
Challenge.
does well again, and he's marking a good player in Tom Evans. So that battle there is key to who could lift this under-19s cup. Hasn't started with the same pace and goal scoring as the under-16 cup final, which was an epic cup final between Cambroyan and Trinidad and Airbus UK. Airbus will lead in 2-1 to the 86th minute. Cambroyan's strength, durability, forced them back into the game.
Yeah, definitely there, Jonah. I think, like you said, as you get older, though, you know, the games are not so free flowing on the scoring. You know, teams are a little bit more canny, a little bit more switched on, and they're just looking there just to sort of hold the game out and keep it 0-0, Druids, at the moment.
Sean Colley, in fact, who is just asking Harry Lucas-Jones, can he keep going until half time? He's right in front of us in the dugout. He's saying, yeah, but he's only making half a challenge there, it's hurting him.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think, you know, they're going to ask him to be brave, and, you know, he won't want to come off. But it's something that's going to need to be looked at.
Doherty tries to put one in behind Sussex, headed back across. Bulmer again, his handling's been excellent in goal so far, and his little bit of more experience, shall we say, by only a year or two, has added a bit of stability to the defence in this Kevin Druids defence. Yeah,
that's spot on. I mean, you know, like I said, Nicky's been involved with QPR before now, so he's got, you know, real big experience with some good players, so it's good of him to come in.
That's the ball in, right into Lewis George. Jenkins just jumps above and wins the header. Puts the Druids back on the back foot then. Liam Burner spreads a wonderful pass out wide. Tom Evans again against Sussex. Sussex wins a third one in a row and gets the tackle. Like the look of him, like the look of the left back, Luke Sussex.
Yeah, Sussex good. You know, he's beat, like I said, he's had a first team experience in a cup match, North East Wales, like I said, this year. We've got young Naeem Arson who plays at left back, and, you know, Sussex has got pace. You know, he's probably a bit braver than Naeem, so, you know, he's one for us to look at, you know, in terms of pre-season and what he can do. But at the moment, you know, if I was Aberystwyth, I'd be coming down this other side. They seem to be getting a little bit more joy, and with Lucas carrying a little bit of a knock, that'd be where I'd be targeting.
Chance here for Gittins. That's well defended again by the big central defender.
Yeah, Aaron Roberts covers across well there. He kept his feet and didn't lunge in.
Most probably Sean Colley will be the happier of the two managers at the moment, because Aber, possession-wise, most probably had 3/4 of the possession, but as yet haven't really troubled the goalkeeper, Bulmer, and the corner goes to Aber.
Yeah, you know, I don't think Druids have recorded a shot on target at the moment, you know, due to the keeper sweeping up, but you know, like I said, Aber should be a goal up now. I think Nick's made one fantastic save through when the number 9, I think it's Liam Doherty, goes through, and he should do better, but Nick does really well. They look dangerous from these set pieces. The big boys come up.
Yeah, Harry Rowe to take the corner. I think he has a fantastic delivery, as we've seen in the first 30 minutes. Stands it up to the back post. Jenkins comes late. Jenkins! That is a centre-half goal. That is out to arrive at the back post, power your way towards the header, and put your team 1-0 up in the cup final. Lee Jenkins opens the scoring. It's Aberystwyth 1, Kevin Druids 0, and that is a centre-half's goal.
Absolutely fantastic. You know, being a centre-half myself, that's your job. You know, the ball's hung up back stick. Great delivery from the left back yet again. Like you said, he shows experience playing in the Welsh Premier League. He's a bit bigger, a bit stronger than the other boys. He comes over the top of Harry. I think it might be Lewis George actually, and just powers it right across the keeper. Nothing that they can do from that. And I think that was the worry for Kevin Druids, playing against a slightly more experienced, physically bigger side in Aberystwyth with the set pieces.
That was we're watching that, and over the years you've seen great centre halves, you know, power their way to goals. Are we talking in the Premier League? And this is not getting carried away, but that was like in the old days. Tony Adams coming forward and smashing headers in. John Terry and the likes. He looked powerful. He wanted the ball to land on his head. He made the ball land on his head.
Yeah.
Powered it in the back of the net.
A chance again.
Important time in the game now for Kevin Druids and Aberystwyth.
Yeah.
7 or 8 minutes before half time, ABBA taking a 1-0 advantage.
Yeah, just going back to the header, you know, it's absolute textbook. You know, he's headed it, he's squared his body up, he heads it back where it's come from. You know, anybody watching the game there wanting to know how to head the ball, that, you know, that was perfect. He's just used the weight of the ball and just guided it back there. But it's aggressive the way that he attacks the ball. He gets above people big and strong, and you know, it's a fantastic goal.
And I don't think that's just a bit part corner what's just been chucked together again, because Rowe, the left back, who's got brilliant feet, he's picked him out, hasn't he? He's on the back stick, and he's expected him to go with it. That's well played by the fullback again, by the way.
Yes, George.
Lucas Jones still carrying that shoulder, but keen enough and eager enough to stay on the pitch. Doherty just lets the ball slide out of play. So most probably on the balance of play. After 37 minutes, Aberystwyth do take the lead. Hughie Griffiths, Kevin Druitt's manager of the first team, is here to assist on commentary. Doing a fine job, Hughie, but your team are up against it at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's you know, they need to create something a little bit more going forward. I think the centre forward, like you said, needs to peel off and play slightly more down the left hand side, and Druids need to work the ball that side and get Sussex travelling a little bit. It seems all to be on this right hand side at the moment with Harry Lucas. I think Druids need to get the ball on the other side and try and attack that side, because ABBA look really, really strong on this side.
Rowe with a long throw.
I think when you play some of these younger sort of 19s and 23 games, the ball does tend to be on the side of where the managers are. So maybe second half we might find the ball gets on the opposite side and Druids can create a little bit more on there.
Sussex had to show his pace again to get out of a little bit of trouble there. Cleared, well cleared by Jackson. George, offside flag goes up against George as Jenkins competed with him. Aberystwyth won this competition last year in the under-19, so Barry Morgan doing a smashing job for the Seasiders and their academy. More finances as well, I understand. 4 academies next year, almost £100,000 being invested in every club at that level.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the tally if they meet all the criterion things. You know, you don't just get given this 100,000. You know, there's lots of things. There's a full-time job for somebody coming in now at every academy to organise the fixtures, the player development. There's lots of things. You don't just get 100,000, which lots of people think you're going to get. There's a lot of hard work we've done in bringing different disability sports in, making it more inclusive for the community.
Right.
So
involving the community then.
Yeah, definitely. But you know, there is money there for them. You know, and if you do it all right, you get the right people in, and you know, there's plenty of money to do it. But there's lots of hard work behind the scenes that've got to be done to earn that type of money.
Just a long ball being knocked in there by Ryan Davis, drifting behind for a goal kick. There will be no rush at the moment from Ollie Fairbrother, who's looked electric off his line in the game so far, and he's looked a class act in between the sticks.
Yeah, he just hasn't been worked enough for me from a Druids point of view, but he looks very good. His feet have been fantastic. He's been sharp off the line, and when he's kicked it, it stayed kicked. It's travelled a good distance. It's gone high and wide. And yet again, you know, everybody's right over the halfway line for this kick.
He's kicked it well.
Yeah.
Headed back into the mixer by Cameron Jones. Rowe. Foul from behind. Just can't do that anymore in football. Every level. You know, it's frustrating sometimes to see. It wasn't a great foul, but it's just not allowed anymore.
No, unfortunately, I don't think I can play these days, Jonah.
You surprised here that Jenkins hasn't gone up, Hugh? No, Rose to take the kick.
He'll
Will
be
he
going now.
make us eat our words? Yeah, there he goes. He's got to go. If he puts it into the same area, he's got to be favoured again. Hasn't seen the flight of it, though. Didn't see the flight of it.
No.
Turned his back when it was being taken. That's something he'll have to learn. Davis. Headed out. Liam Burner in midfield doing well.
We're struggling to get players forward at the moment. They may have to change the shape at half time, I think, if they want to try and impose themselves, try and get a few more players down the central areas.
Yeah, either for me, the big man has to, like, top has to start winning headers, or play the other way and play a smaller man in front of the 2 men. and try and play through him.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not going to win the headers, then he's got to stretch it and do something different. He's not really been the platform. We've had nothing to really build on. Whereas Abba's number 9 has been fantastic. He's running behind. He's held the ball up. Here's Lewis George now flicking one on. He's won one there, but
A small like it from the big man.
Yeah, we need somebody then going in the box. There's not much going forward.
Alex Buxton spins in midfield, gets it wide. Kai Jackson travels well, tries to clip one in, headed away by Ryan Evans playing.
This is where Abba looked dangerous. We talked about it before, Jonah, where you said when they're winning the ball from slightly deeper.
Took the shot early, fancied the shot early, Rowe hits it away. Lucas Jones seems to work through that shoulder injury. Slides a decent ball in to Jenkins. Great
ball in behind. Well defended again there.
And what a cross that is. Goalkeeper just does enough. Just does enough, Fairbrother, with the half flap sort of punch away. But it was enough to stop the ball going where it was intended. Bit of skill. It's more like it from the Druids. First time really they've had sustained pressure for a minute or two.
Yeah.
But as they push up, then it leaves the space in behind, which they'll have to be careful of.
Yeah, that's what we said. I think Aberystwyth almost looked more dangerous when Druids were on the ball in that final third with the pace they've got to counter. But it was better from Druids, It brought the keeper into action. He's had to hold it. It's fantastic ball in behind. There's another run from midfield going in beyond.
Just finishing the half on a positive note here at the moment. The Druids, they're 1-0 behind. They haven't really been in the game the first 40 minutes. But Rowe, one of the players of the half, looks composed, has good feet. Just kills my commentary stone dead by giving it away. He's onside here. Flag goes up late. Just the wrong side. Yeah, the wrong side of the central defenders. Jenkins. It's well played.
Good.
Well played. Cowan Morgan in midfield. Again, Lucas. Oh, he spins his man this time, gets a shot. Great tackle from Lucas. Luke Sussex, by the way.
Yeah, they're having a good battle out there. The two of them. And
Tom Evans versus Luke Sussex has been one of the highlights of the first period.
Yeah, I think Luke Sussex had the better of that one out there, to be honest. But that'll be interesting. That'll be right in front of your second half, John. I think you'll see a little bit more of that one.
Yeah, well, fantastic to have you on. We were going to, in the second period, like I said, we'll have 20 minutes or so of Robert Page, but I'm sure we can bend your arm because it is your club involved. I'm sure we can bend your arm to come back on for the last 20 minutes for us.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant. It's a pleasure to have a Welsh Premier League manager at the Academy's final supporting his team.
Yeah, I mean, this is the lifeline and the lifeblood of your club, and if we can get one or two of these players through and keep the football, Welsh players coming through from this sort of age group, it's better. So many of them get these little knocks. They've been at clubs and they don't quite make it, and they fall out of love with football. And we're a catching net for one or two of these boys, and hopefully they stay in love with football and they keep playing at some level.
That's more like it from the big man. Good hold-up play, but he's pressed in midfield again by Cowan Morgan, who does a good job in midfield. Yeah, it's well played, but it's a spin in it. You're 1-0 up before half time. You wouldn't have been saying well played if that was Kevin Druids in a Welsh Premier League and one of your centre midfielders does a double step over. You would have been.
He knew what he was doing.
I could hear it now.
Yeah.
Poor old Fiznik Hajari or Jamie Davis would have been slaughtered.
No, not if the foul was given. It's okay. If it doesn't come off, there's problems.
3 added minutes from the fourth official.
It's a great strike again.
Again, he has a wand of a left peg. Ball stands up, volley off, cleared by Jackson, hooked forward. Important the header there. There's the header. You've got to win.
He's got to win that first header to bring his team into play. Now he's got to keep the ball. To be fair to Aberystwyth, they've got in and around the Lewis George when it has gone into him a little bit short. Their centre halves, the two holding midfield players.
Yeah, the holding midfielders have done well for Avel. Burner, I like Liam Burner in there. He's just
pinched it off his toes when it's a slightly heavy touch that's come off him. He's there. He's come in and pinched it off him, and that's really helpful. He's running behind here.
Robert Caesar running behind. It was on.
Yeah.
If the pass was right, Rowe.
Compose
this fella. Watch out for him in the next couple of years at Aberystwyth. the left backs, they just seem to develop, and it's a strange way of, you know.
It's all left-handers and everything they do, isn't it? Left foot,
Yes,
the golfers, the tennis players, they just look naturally better than the right-handed people. But he looks as if he's got a bright future in front of him. He's going up for this challenge now, see if he can head it as well. Yes,
He heads it marvellously too.
Yeah.
And the
And wins the
50-50.
challenge. Yeah,
And he puts his team on the front foot.
definitely. For me, he's been the best player on the pitch.
Watch out, Abba, the Kevin Druids checkbook could be coming towards you.
Definitely, you know, we'd be really pleased. You know, Sussex has looked good for Druids on the other left-hand side, but yeah.
Bernat slides
Goes
one
in.
through, chance here just to make it 2 before half time. It's a tremendous clearance, otherwise it was 2-0 by Aaron Roberts.
Yeah, it looks as if it's blocked on the line.
Sometimes the dink,
There's a
sometimes
chance for
power.
Druids to break though.
Davis, great
Good
ball,
ball.
Davis,
He's onside
no
as well.
flag.
Got to
Can he
finish.
finish? The big man gets a shot off.
Good
What a
save.
save. He looks an athlete, this goalkeeper. It was a great break. Lewis George gets in behind, whips a shot across, but Ollie Fairbrother has impressed from the first minute.
Yeah, it was a great ball across. I think the only thing you'd say is you want him to go across the keeper there, but you know, that's good, great goalkeeping. You know, he hasn't had to make a real save all game. He's kept his concentration for 45 minutes and well called in.
He must be a good
hasn't.
goalkeeper, Hugh. Last year's goalkeeper, Tony Pennockson, who had a brilliant game last year in this final. Oh, that's hit the bar, by the way.
Oh, he's got to score.
He scored!
Good.
He scored! We are bigging up. That's football. 45 minutes. We've seen the big man hasn't really been doing a lot. There's a minute to go. He gets the equaliser and could be basically an error. Goalkeeping error where the corner's gone right across and has hit the post and come out. So that's football.
Yeah, I mean,
Could
you know,
change in a minute.
yeah, definitely. I mean, the corner comes in. It's a big in swing. It hits the top of the crossbar. I'm not sure who it is, but the Druids player switches right on, and he keeps the ball alive. He puts it straight back across the face of the goal, and you know, big Lewis George, he's 6'4". He seems to have bundled that ball over from where we're from, and
I don't think the
that's
big
your
man
job.
will worry about the bundle. He's
No.
put his team, Kevin Druids, back on level terms right on the stroke of half time. Kevin Druids 1, Aberystwyth 1. Game on in the under-19s Academy Cup final. We look forward to seeing you in the second half of the game.
Score.
worked on at the training ground. The lad on the edge of the box run back while he come from a distance and attacked the ball, and a great delivery into the box. He was on a plate for him to attack, and he did. He done it really well.
Yeah, it's a good time for us, Rob, as well, to get you on, because Wales at present full of youngsters having come through your, you know, we got to give you a bit of credit, having come through your 19s and 21s of the likes. So, you know, everybody knows how important it is at your level. It's just as important at our level.
Absolutely, and that's where we have to be a presence here. You know, myself, Paul Bowden, my assistant, and Rob Edwards, who takes the 17s. You know, we're out watching the grassroots football and academy football and Welsh League football because we want to identify young talent coming through, and you know, there is a definite pathway, irrespective of what level you're at. You know, Mo Toure now, who's at Barry on loan from Newport. You know, he's a great example. I had him part of my camp a couple of weeks ago, and he's really impressed us. So going forward now, he will be part of the. Hopefully the 2 games I've got against Albania in June, the 2 friendlies, he'll be part
brilliant. That's great news for everybody in the Welsh Premier League, and also great news for his strike partner who sat behind us, who will be coming on just after you leave, Rob, Kane McLagan, he wanted me to explain to you that he is actually Barry's top goal scorer, and he scored more than Mo Toure, and he's only 27, okay?
Good to bear in mind that one, thanks for letting us know.
Should have been your agent, Kane. Doherty gets it back inside, cleared. Kevin Druids hopefully getting on the front foot since their equaliser. That's a long ball. If he beats him, he's in here, he's through, he's taken a touch. Oh, if he could have taken that first time, he was right in. He's taken 1 touch too much there. Unbelievably, Isaac Dawson, what a ball it was from the fullback, Harry Lucas Jones, 50 yards, and he split the defence.
He did, great ball, great running behind as well. So, yeah, like you said, if he'd have had a quick touch and then got his shot off, it might have been a different outcome for him.
Some big games coming up for the manager as well, for Wales, the first team.
Yeah, he's got two games in June. We've got a camp next week with him. We've got the championship players because it's too long a break to go from the end of the season to the beginning of June. So we have this. We done it last year and it was very beneficial for him. He got Matty Smith out of that group and people like Daniel James and George Thomas. So it's great that we get these kids together. You know, my under-21s and his championship players at the end of every season.
Yeah, well, that's brilliant for people to know. You know, Rob, there's a lot of people don't understand what's going on, you know, behind the scenes, and that's excellent. Daniel James, I just want to give you one on Daniel James because I'm a Leeds United fan and we nearly had him. I think the stakes are going to go much higher now.
Yeah, if I'm honest, I don't think he'll end up at the Leeds now. I think from what he's done since he had the chance to go there, is, you know, I think some of the top Premiership clubs now will be standing up and taking notice of him. His performances have been excellent. Spoke to Ryan last week about his performance a couple of weeks back, and he was really impressed with how we played. I think he set 2 up and scored 1 on that night, and he's come on leaps and bounds in 12 months.
He is rapid. I mean, you've got some quick players in your ranks. Is he the quickest in the?
Do you know what? I've been asked this question, and
sorry.
And I think Rabbi Matondo is slightly quicker.
Wow, Rabbi Matondo must be quick. Matondo must be quick. Rabbi's a Cardiff lad from down in he's played for St Albans, I think, in the Splot area, and they're very proud of that, I know.
Yeah. No, he's done well. He was frustrated at Manchester City, wasn't he? And he wasn't getting. He didn't see a pathway then through to the first team, and he's got his move, and now Ryan's, you know, giving him a little taste of international football, and he wants more of it. He's an ambitious kid, and he wants to play every game. So whether we'll get him back with the 21s against Albania, or whether he'll be with Ryan's first team, we'll see.
But these games, like I said, back to these type of games, that's a great header again by George Jenkins, tucking round. You've got to be playing, Rob, haven't you, to get noticed. We spoke about it early on. You know, it's great being a great player at 19 and having a future ahead of you, but somewhere along the line you've got to be playing to keep getting spotted.
Absolutely, and I think there's too many now in academy games that I see in the EPPP, in English football, in British football, that, you know, some of the young kids now treat it as just a kickabout with their mates through the week. And come Saturday when you earn your money, you know, they're nowhere to be seen. And it's gone. It's all changed from when we used to play. And you know, it was all about the Saturday. It was all about whatever you did through the week got you in the right frame of mind and the right physical condition for the game on Saturday. I think it's the other way a little bit now. And they need that hunger and desire. They're quite happy playing 23s football. Yeah. They've got to have that hunger and desire to go and play first team football. And if you're playing week in, week out, the opportunities then for a move or to play international football will inevitably come. Yeah.
I think that case has been seen here this afternoon because the left back for Aberystwyth, young Harry Rose, had a tremendous first half. We just heard at half time that he has been out on loan at Haverfordwest and played their last 10 league games in amongst, like you said, the real action. Break on here, almost a slip at the back there by Kai Jackson, but he gets it wide to Isaac Dawson. So closed down well too, but what you're saying, Keith, you have to be playing.
You've got to be playing. Yeah, that's why we're in the game. We all do it because we want to play on that Saturday at 3 o'clock kick-off or a Tuesday evening 7:45. That's why we're in the game. It's not because we want to kick about with our mates. And some young players I see in academy football now are in a comfort zone and they just do it because they want the lifestyle, they want all the riches that come with it, but they don't want to work hard for it. But I've not seen any hint of that this afternoon with these players. Like I said, there's been some great tackles flying about. It's great to see, and like I said, we've got a presence now with Bodes and Rob Edwards and myself come into these games, and why can't we, promote these teams and these players through?
Well, it's fantastic for us, like I said, to keep, the likes now. We got Barrytown have qualified for Europe. We got a big playoff coming on the weekend between the other 4 clubs. We got TNS and Connors Key Nomads in. So the production line is there. If youngsters through this league, they can get big scouts and big football teams watching them progress if they're playing at this sort of standard.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's what they want to achieve, and if they want to move on to bigger and greater things, they've got to put the work in, and like I said, we've seen that in abundance today so far.
Yeah, well, behind us we got Hughie Griffiths. I said the Kevin Druids manager, he's pleased with the way his side have done in the first period. Barry Morgan, the ex-Aberystwyth central midfielder, obviously is keeping a BDI over his team. They won the trophy last year. They started, like you said, in the first half on top, but that goal has just, I think, inspired the Druids a bit, and the team talks would have been 2 different team talks. Morgan most probably would have said, keep doing what you were doing, but the Druids team talk must have been inspired by the equaliser.
Absolutely, you can see the difference. For me now, that it's not as clear cut as what it was first half, and they're definitely in the game.
And he's through here. Cameron Jones, that's a great ball back across the middle. They look to be more dangerous on the break now. I think we said in the first half, if the big man comes a bit closer to the midfielder and gets the flick, there's a lot of space more in behind for the midfield runners.
Yeah, I wanted more from the big number 9 first half, and I thought he didn't really hold the ball up well, didn't bring others into play, and I thought a couple of times they were guilty of going back to front too often. I think they've addressed that half time, and they're certainly a different team set now.
Cup finals, as any game, built goal scorers, a strong challenge again there from Jenkins. Here's Rowe, loves a tackle, first to the ball again. Jenkins wins his head in midfield. Ryan Davis has been strong as again. It's a strong challenge, a little bit unlucky there, just a strong challenge between the two of them, but it is getting a bit meaty out there, and the referee most probably has to stamp down and say, just take a little bit out of it. He's done well, the referee. He's let a lot of the play go.
He has, yeah. Like I said, there's been a few strong tackles, but good to see in this game, and the referee's done well so far. Yeah.
Rowe, a sweet left foot, pings it into the back stick, headed away by Sussex, knocked back in. The right back looks to have got over that injury to his right shoulder, Harry Lucas Jones. So he's gone through the pain barrier for his team this afternoon. Just I'm sorry, Rob, if we're using you for other Welsh football questions, but it's not often, we get the likes of you on. Cardiff City, unfortunate demotion down to the Championship.
Yeah, absolutely. And Neil, I worked with Neil at Sheffield United, and I know he'll have taken that really hard. Of course, he'll be proud of the players, and for Cardiff City to still go into the last but one game of the season, still a chance of staying up is credit to them. Without an out goal scorer as well. So it's been a frustrating season for them, and they will be disappointed. No doubt they'll bounce back. Dawson
whips one in just straight through to the goalkeeper, Ollie Fairbrother. Swansea City have done well this season, I think, under the new manager. He's done a good job.
They have. They've played with a lot of youth in the team as well, and I've been to see them quite a bit. Joe Roden, the other centre half, who picked up an injury of the last few weeks, but good to see that he's really benefited. The younger players have benefited from them getting relegated. It sounds silly, doesn't it? But at least they've had the opportunity to go and play Championship football. And,
brilliant.
We're talking about Joe Roden now.
You just said about playing,
yeah, and Daniel James, and would they have got the chance if they'd have still been in the Premiership? I'm not so sure.
I doubt very much so. And Mikey Flynn's Barmy Army keep knocking down doors. What a character he is, Flynn. I think he's got him playing, and he's got him in the playoffs.
He has, yeah. It was a
chance here. James pulls it back. It's a great touch from the winger. Pulls it back across. That's the trusted left boot of Harry Rowe. That's about the first time he hasn't connected perfectly with it this afternoon. I was in the key area. Burner puts it back in the mixer. The big centre forward gets it. Strong challenge in the centre midfield from Cameron Jones again. Jenkins just pulls out of that one. Maybe could have won that one. The race is on here. Oh, just catches the heel of the big man, Lewis George, or he was away again. End-to-end stuff again now. ABBA pressing. Kevin Druids just getting numbers behind the ball. Shot on here. Sends the dummy. Pull back across. Gotta be just wide of the target. There's a big chance there for Liam Doherty. Second good chance he's had in the game. Still Aberystwyth with one. Kevin Druids one.
You do fear if they keep missing chances like that, don't you? You have to put those away.
Yeah, it could be one of those days. Could be one of those days. So, Rob, I know you're a very busy man this afternoon, and we don't want to keep you. You've got to travel all the way back to Sheffield. But listen, you've had 20 minutes with us, and thank you very much for joining us.
Pleasure, no problem.
And from us, like we say, being a Welsh Premier, it's a pleasure to see the likes of yourself at the games, because you're our product, and it's nice to know you're taking notice of our product. And we're pleased to hear about Modal Torre as well, by the way.
Yeah, he's doing really well. A great lad as well. You know, it's great working with players that want to learn and want to do well, and he's got a bright future in front of him.
Rob, Pete, thank you very much for your time.
Pleasure. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We'll just call again. The lucky enough to have another guest in the studio. We got Kane McLagan here. There's Lewis George goes through. Chance here for the Druids. Shot across the goalkeeper. Great save again from Ollie Fairbrother. It's been tremendous in there this afternoon so far. Just joining us, and that's a rasper straight at Fairbrother from Cameron Jones. Talking about Modal Torre, we have Kane McLagan, Barrytown's top scorer, by the way, to join us. A European footballer on the way in the next couple of weeks. Kane, great season. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Enjoying the action so far?
Yeah, fantastic. Some good players on show. Aberystwyth always strong. Aberystwyth always strong at this level and looking to retain their title from last year. So yeah, well, it's getting a bit nasty here, but it's been a really good watch.
It has been a good watch, and it's just, I think, as Rob Page just said here, there are some meaty challenges going in, Kane. Don't know whether they'd be getting away with these in the Welsh Premier League.
Well, I wouldn't be anywhere near these challenges. I think I'd be jumping out the way of these. But no, to be honest, this is what prepares you for the Welsh Premier League. So, you know, you like to see this. You like to see it getting a bit physical, and I think a few of these lads have played at this level, and it's showing. You know, so yeah, this is what they'll be expected in the Welsh Premier League. So why not have a bit of it here? You know.
I think it's been, it's just that to really liven up this game. The game before, I mean, you watched the game before again. Canberra and Clydach defeated Airbus 4-2 in an epic encounter. But this is starting to liven up now, and the next goal is key. Barrytown came very quickly. Your season is almost a dream season for the Barrytown. Yeah,
we didn't really expect to probably, reach the heights we have. We set out probably to get top 6 at the start of the season. And we kind of achieved that really early, and then had to reevaluate. And around Christmas time, we were almost in the title race, So we probably weren't helped by losing players over Christmas and the January transfer window, where a few of our players were left and had interest from Football League clubs and other clubs higher up in the pyramid. So yeah, it's been a really good season, and I think we need to build on it now. Barry have had a really big history in European competition, and there's pressure on us now to kind of bring that back to Barry, not just once, but maybe twice, 3 times, and try and do it year after year.
Great to have pressure when you've already qualified for Europe, though. That's great pressure. Superb. Well done to everybody at Barry. Carry on with this game at the moment now. Free kick to Aberystwyth. Stephen Gittins will take the kick. The big man Jenkins has gone up again. He'll be the target. George has gone all the way back with him. Jenkins climbs. What a header that is! Just wide of the mark. Looks like it might have gone out of play. Definitely out of play, but what a towering header again by Jenkins.
Great in the air, and
he's a handful, Kane.
But the thing is, I've seen him do this in Welsh Premier League games, So yes, he's doing this against lads his own age, but I've seen him do this against men. He's a strong competitor. He's not the biggest of lads, but he's so competitive, and wants to win the ball in the air, you know, and I think he's got a real career ahead of him.
And with Robert Page having left us, it is nice to have heard him say how very impressed he was by the likes of young Jenkins. It's only good for our league, King.
Yeah, exactly. And Lee Jenkins, he's one of the players who would be eligible for Rob Page's squads, you know. So it's great to know that Rob's here watching firstly, but Rob actually, you know, thinks he's got a chance maybe. So it'd be great if a few clubs come and watch these games, because there is talent here, especially at this age, and it'd be great. I know we don't want players leaving our league, but it'd be great if Lee Jenkins went to a football league club, and you know, it'd be a great story for the club, a great story for the league. So you know, hopefully there's more Rob Pages coming to watch these games.
Yes, superb. I tell you what, the left back as well. Both left backs here today, Luke Sussex and Harry Rowe. Sussex again tucking round. He's a good defender there. He's just tucking round all the time. He doesn't stay wide, and he's learned the art of tucking round and filling in the second centre half role.
Yeah, like you said, it makes a difference when you're playing regular football. You know, these are the things you'll be having to learn on the job. You know, when he's playing against men, where it means something on a Saturday, and if he doesn't, you know, the winger gets in and scores a goal, and that's 3 points, and the manager's under pressure. Whereas if he does it here, maybe it's you know, okay, we go again next week. So, you know, that pressure builds character, and it builds a consequence almost on it.
Same free kick almost, and it goes straight to this time. Bulmer shouts, headed away again by Sussex. Ball bobbling around in the area, shot off, just wide of the target. Aberystwyth starting to build some pressure now. Kevin Druids will have to deal with this. 1-1, vital time in this game. 63 minutes on the clock. Hard to pick a winner, Kane. I mean, Aber have had all the pressure, and I would say about 75 possession in the game, but the Druids are still in it.
Yeah, they have. Aber have had chance after chance, really, and I think they're just starting to, like I said, they're just starting to ramp it up, and they've had 2 or 3 chances in the last 5 or 10 minutes. And but yeah, you've seen these games before, haven't you? You've seen this story written before, where a team has chance after chance, and the other team goes and nicks one at the other end. And I wouldn't be surprised if Druids did that now.
And it's amazing, since that goal, Lewis George, the centre forward, has won the first 3 headers in the second period. And I just can't understand Jenkins going in the sweeper role and not attacking the first one with the big man George, because he is the one to mark George for me.
Yeah, he is, but then you look at the size of the lad. He's, you know, do you want to go in a fight with him? Maybe not. You know, it might be worth dropping off sometimes and saying, look, we'll let you have that one and we'll get the second. You know, so he might be being a bit clever, Jenkins, but yeah, like you said, he's a competitive lad, and you want him to go and try and win those first and foremost. If you can't, then maybe drop off. But there's another strong challenge to the two lads. It's a good battle. It's a good battle between them, isn't it?
It's a good battle going on at the moment. George backing into Jenkins, bundles him over. Referee right on the ball there. Most probably just saying, take it easy. Nice to see the Aberystwyth Town main men here, committee men, chairman, and the likes of Donald Kane watching. Obviously, futures in the hands of these youngsters.
Yeah, I
Sussex
spoke
again.
to a few of them actually earlier, and I think a few of these lads played in the last game of the season, didn't they, against Carmarthen, so they've had experience. And Aber, I think it would be good for Aber to have players who are quite local and try and kind of build a team around these local lads, you know, because they've been successful. They've won it last year, in the final again this year. They won their league in the south this year, and last year they won it when Swansea were in it as well. So, you know, these are players who are competing with professional football players as well.
Definitely. I mean, Huey alongside us, he'll be coming back on later on, but Huey will tell you Aberystwyth was always a difficult place to go, and a great crowd behind them, usually at 600 or 700. That's what they need back. Chance here in the box. Must climb over the line. It's kicked off the line by Ryan Davis, the midfielder. No goal line technology in the Welsh Premier League, so we'll just have to put up with the referee's decision there. It looked very close, so switched in there by the big man George, but that's another half chance going Aberystwyth's way.
Sometimes it's just not your day, Jonah, you know, and Aberystwyth won't like me saying that, but it just seems to not be going over the line for them at the minute, and
the
not
Druids,
going their way.
Jenkins strong. Doherty gets it wide. Tom Evans first to the ball. Doherty onside. Jackson hadn't got up from the back. First touch from Doherty. Keeps the ball in play there. Oh, that's well played. Tremendous wing play. And what a ball that is. If George can get after that 50-50. Again, the goalkeeper first there. One of the better sweeper keepers at this level, no doubt at all. But it was a great bit of enterprise in play. from Isaac Dawson down the left-hand side for the Druids. It's been a great day of academy action, King, from the under-12s to the under-14s, the under-16s. A long day, but, you know, well worth studying the talent that's coming through at this level.
Yeah, for me, it's one of the best days in the FAW calendar. The academy finals day, getting to see the talent of the future, the Welsh talent of the future, and a lot of these boys. You know, some of these boys will go on to play professionally. Some of them will go on to play. You know, hopefully some will be household names. You know, it's happened before. You know, you see them at this level, whether it's Welsh Premier League or even at professional clubs at this age. You know, they do have that pathway, and it's great to watch them, and they enjoy it so much at this age.
Oh,
so,
they're turning on the style here now. Aber starting to get their passing game going a bit. Giddins knocks it in. Doherty on the edge of the box again. Jones. Back four of Kevin Druids have had to put up with a lot this afternoon, but they've only been broken down once. Good skillful play, just goes behind again. Just Aber, I just think if they could get it wide quicker and get it in quicker, because their passing game, but their pressing as a whole, and I think the Druids are happy with that as they're coming on to them. They're not going up the field and leaving any space in behind, which is suiting them.
Yeah, Aber are on top, and they are having chances. They just need to kind of stick one away at the moment. But you feel that if they do keep creating these chances, that they will have that one chance that it's the back of the net, you know.
Because I just seen Kai Jackson and Aaron Roberts asking their bench, should we push up or not? And I think he's told them just to stay in, and that's clever management for me. They've seen the pace on Doherty up top, and they're just staying in, and they're dealing with everything so far in that sort of fashion. They get the free kick there, definitely Jackson. Giddins clapping his hands there, you have to be careful. The last final went to extra time, unless there's anything special happening. We're approaching 70 minutes, there's 20 minutes left on this one. Could be a late journey back to Cardiff, Kane.
Yeah, it could be a late one.
Hughie Griffiths in the background here laughing his head off when I said that.
Hoping for a winner here.
Jenkins with a header. Hooked to forward, that's the one in behind, the first time they've come up. And there is pace there. And that's well defended again. Doherty will steal the second though. Strong tackle. Battling performance from Harry Lucas-Jones, the right back. Rowe with a drag back will get the free kick, and it has been very prosperous from these free kicks. He'll no doubt slot a 40 or 50 yard die again. Jenkins makes the run.
I think we know where this one's going.
I think we know where this one's going. I just was going to ask you, where would you get from this? The opposite side to Jenkins. Jenkins goes in there. And unfortunately for him, the fullback had gone on his way by the look of it. Dylan Benjamin had gone in and fancied a bit of the action as well and just took it off the front of Jenkins' head. So, Kane, you were at the Welsh Cup final yesterday. We'll just go back a little bit. Just want to go to getting taken. The final, great venue, great day. Double winners TNS. Maybe just, you know, the best team in the league. Oh, he's through. I just cut in there.
Yeah, without a doubt, TNS, you know, they are the best side in the league. They had a bit of a dip in form, I think, just around Christmas time or just before the turn of the year, but I think they came back, and I think most people expected them to win the league, and you know, they did what was expected of them, and yeah, they're definitely the best side in the league, and I think they showed it yesterday. They were experienced. I think Connors Key put up a really good fight yesterday. I was really impressed with Connors Key. I thought they took the game to TNS, but TNS
most people
scored.
thought that.
Yeah, they just scored at the right times and just had that little bit of experience of winning things maybe and big days more than Connors Key.
15 substitute comes on for Tom Faithful leaving the field, and number 15 for Kevin Druids, Kane Frost. Kane Frost comes on.
Substitution for Kevin Druids in the 7th
So it's the first substitution of the game made by Kevin Druids. Frost looks like just going out and out right winger. Sussex, who's performed really well at left back. Druids. Smart play in midfield again. Buxton, son of ex-Wrexham player. Matty Buxton, who's here watching again this afternoon. That's Bulmer with a long punt. George, that one just eludes him. The type of game where it's a wonder goal on a mistake here, Kane. That's a great ball. What a ball that is from Jenkins. And what a run it is as well from Calvin Morgan. That's what I'd like to see Abbott do just a little bit more. Midfield runners past the front man. Great shot, great save, superb save by Bulmer. And a superb shot almost. Free kick will be given in the end, but what a tremendous shot that was.
Yeah, to be honest, I think the keeper's probably been a difference. He's made 2 or 3 real good saves, and to be honest, the keeper at the other end's been really good as well. Coming off his line, not so much busy with his hands, but Bulmer's been outstanding, hasn't he? He's made 3 or 4 real saves now, which should have been goals, and he's keeping him in the game. He's
just about keeping him in the game. It was a tremendous effort there from Niall Coleridge. He must have been 25 yards out, pinged it on the half volley, and what Bulmer did really good was palm it away. He didn't palm it back inside. Sometimes you see goalkeepers now palming them back inside. Yeah, he's palmed it away.
It was a real strong hand one.
Yeah,
it was a strong hand.
Definitely.
It wasn't limp at all. He didn't push it into danger. It was away from danger, and great hand, great save from the goalkeeper.
Could be, some people might say, some sort of smash and grab with the Druids to do it, but they're still in there at 1-1, still competing. Cup finals, strange events. You don't get cups awarded to you for possession. You don't get cups awarded to you for plaudits. Goals is what wins you cups.
Strikers tend to get the glory, don't they? But if Kevin Druitt's going to win this game of football, they'll have Nick Bulmer to thank, because he's made 2 or 3 real good saves. I know George has obviously put one away, not done much else, and he'll probably get the headlines if he goes in there, puts one in the back of the net. But Bulmer, 2 or 3 saves, just as important as the goals.
There's the big man George making their header. Jackson at the back getting it forward. Jenkins goes back. Fairbrother. He's hooked that clear. It's ended up as a wonderful pass. Rowe. That's a great ball in again by Rowe. He is putting some beautiful footballs in at the moment. Chance. Back of the net. Spins his man. Brilliant spin by Tom Evans, and he puts it across the goalkeeper Bulmer. That most probably gives Aberystwyth a deserved lead of 2-1. End-to-end stuff. Goalkeeper to left back, into centre forward. Wydick went to Tom Evans, spun his marker. Back of the net. Aber 2, Kevin Druids 1.
There's 2 passes in there that are probably at any level you'd say they're world-class passes. The first one from the keeper, I think he meant it. It was he's almost reversed it out to the left back, and the left back then plays a 40 to 50 yard diag, I think, to Doherty, who takes a great first touch and he lays it off to his mate who spins, and it's a great finish.
It's a great goal.
It is. It's a very well worked goal. If that was seen in the Premier League, you'd be saying how good it is. So,
definitely.
Great goal.
That's the second one of the day. We had one in the first game. I think it was the Airbus equaliser against Cam Bryan in the Under-16 Cup final of the same vein. Fantastic raking ball, opened the defence up. I mean, tic-tac is very popular at the moment between footballing teams, but if you've got the ability to open people up with a 40 or 50 yarder, that breaks defences' hearts.
Oh, without a doubt, especially you've got a willing runner. I think, to be honest, Doherty's missed probably 2 or 3 good chances, but what he's done all night is run in behind. He's tested his defenders every single time. And when you've got a lad with a left foot like the number 3's got, then he's put it on a plate for him there, and he's done the rest. Doherty's put his mate in, and great finish from the lad. But yeah, you can't, that 50-yard ball from the left back, it's split the defence, and it's an unbelievable pass.
Rowe, like you said, Bulmer has been tremendous, but Rowe must be pressing. Jenkins has done well at the back for Abbott, but the left back for Abbott, I think, has been so far the start of the show with lots of quality. Breaking away once more. Tom Evans starting to enjoy himself. Gets it in. Gotta be 3-1 here. Saved by Bulmer again. Bulmer is having a brilliant afternoon. Doherty could have had a hat-trick as his chances going in. He's elusive, but the ball's not going in the back of the net for him. Bulmer, the main man at the moment for the Druids, keeping him in the game at 2-1.
Doherty and the 11 seem to have a good understanding, don't they? They seem to be able to find each other a lot, and it's a great ball in from the 11, but Doherty's really got to put that away. I think he's had 3 chances now where this game could be 4-5-1 and put to bed if he had his shooting boots on. But again, great movement from him. It's just that end product now where he's got to put it in the back of the net.
Here's the corner where got the goal the first time. It's interesting to see we've got a good view of this now. Rowe again will be looking for Jenkins on the far post. Under hits it this time. It's headed away. Druids still well and truly in this game. Great ball back in, header just wide of the mark. Barry Morgan down below us with his hands in his head. Should have put this to bed most probably by now, Aber. But the Druids, as per their first team, they'll keep going. Just the wrong push in the back there. But at 2-1, they're still in the game. 13 minutes left of this cup final. Just about par for the course at the moment. Kane 2-1 ahead. Aber maybe, definitely deserve to be in the lead.
Yeah, Aber definitely the better side. Definitely the better side. And like I said earlier, Bulmer's kept them in the game, and maybe some poor finishing from the front line have kept Kevin Druids still alive in this tie. But yeah, whilst it's 2-1, Kevin Druids will be thinking, we'll have a big push here, 10 minutes, 10 to 13 minutes, and we're still in it. They can have a right go. It's a cup tie and anything can happen. So
absolutely, Sean Colley,
they're right in it.
Sean Colley, the manager, most probably with 10 minutes to go, might say, right, that's it. We're 2-1 behind. We'll change our tactics a bit, and we will have a go. It looks like they've gone back again to the 3 up top, the right winger, the big man 9, and the 7 wide. So just need to get it forward a bit more, because Aber have just filled the midfield and are looking stronger in the second period. I know there's some differences in age at these levels, and of course you have 17-year-olds playing against 19-year-olds, so age difference sometimes can weigh in as well. George with a header. He's got 1 goal. He'll need a brace if he's going to get his team back in it now. He's a tricky character. The 11, Tom Evans, skillful indeed. The 8 for Kevin Druids, Ryan Davis, has competed for every ball since the first kick of the game. He loves it in the mixer, Ryan Davis. Obviously now Stefan Gittins will clip this one in, but when you've got somebody as good as Harry Rowe on the ball, I'd get him on every ball.
Yeah, I think an in-swinger from here as well is probably a bit more dangerous.
That's a great ball, by the way.
And they found the right man as well.
Great ball, good defending as well by George. He just got a badge on Jenkins. So, obviously, Kane, Europe bound. You must be really looking forward to Barry.
Yeah,
with your hometown team, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, obviously means a lot to me. I grew up just yards from the stadium, so I've seen a lot of Welsh Premier League and a lot of European football at Barry. So it's massive for me to be involved in, for myself and my family. But yeah, great for the town more than anything. It's a football town. They love the football club, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of people want to come and watch us perform in Europe.
Yeah, I'll be one of them. I'm sure the big man who will come and join us for the last 10 minutes in a minute, I'll be one of them as well. He'll travel down to watch us, Hughie Griffiths. Right on, 18 minutes now. Kane, thank you very much for joining us. And like I said, from everybody in the Welsh Premier League, congratulations to Barry Town this season, brilliant. And we'll call the big man back in to try and guide his team through the last 10 minutes, Kane. We pass over to Hughie Griffiths. Thank you very much, Kane McLagan, top scorer for Barry Town in the Welsh Premier League, and let's hope Kane enjoys European football this summer. Hughie, your team are 2-1 behind.
Yeah, and it looks like there's a sending off there. I'm not sure who it was. I think it might be the middle of the park.
Yellow.
Ryan Davis was the second yellow. He's just going off up there, John, up the top, so it's going to be really, really difficult for the Druids now.
Oh, Ryan, yeah, Ryan does get the red card. He's been competitive he's just got him in view there. He's chucked his boot against the wall as he's gone in. He'll be disappointed. It could really cost his team the game there. I think that's the way he plays, though.
Yeah, I mean, I said it right from the very start. He got kicked early on in front of us. He was down here, and I said he was competitive and somebody get it back. But that's a bit of petulance there. He's let the boys down there a little bit. I don't think there's any real malice within it, but it is a second bookable. Unfortunately, he has to go off, and I can only see Aberystwyth winning from here.
Yeah, they'll do well to stay in it now. Aber will have the luxury of playing against the 10 men. They've been on top for most of the second period. That diagonal ball again going into Jenkins, gets his header across. Great block again by Sussex. Great battle between Tom Evans and Luke Sussex.
Yeah, it's been a good battle down there. Tom's got some experience, and you know, like you said, Kane and spoke about it before. You know, they'll learn from this experience. I think that's the most important thing. You know, it's not to be end and end all. You want to win the cups, and but it's about development and getting players in the first team. You know, if you're doing that, then players will develop anyway. But you know, you want to win when you're playing cup finals, when you're playing games of football. But for us, it's the most important thing is to get them into the first team football.
Corner comes in, headed away by Jackson, who's battled on really well at the back. Aber with the spare man, you would expect to see him coast through now at 2-1 if you ever can coast at 2-1. Handball I would have expected to be given there against Harry Rowe, but it wasn't. Rowe gets a shot off with his right foot this time. He shows he can do it with both feet. Clips one onto the top of the crossbar.
Yeah, I think he's been excellent. I think Druids had a very good start to the second half. They were playing down more on this left-hand side, and like I said, Big George Harry was winning headers. You know, he's not possibly lost from the second half, but the game's gone back over onto that left-hand side for Aberystwyth, and they've come more and more into it. And I think that's been the key. You know, Druids are trying to dictate here, but once Aber have got the ball out there, they look really dangerous.
4 up top. Bulmer has to go long. Big man George has to get some connection here with runners going past him. Gets the first connection. Centre half, to be fair to him again. Ryan Evans though wins the second header. Sussex again in a battle. That is key for him to win that free kick around about this area now. Absolutely key. Mustn't rush this, by the way. Got to send the big men up and ask questions in the penalty area now.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, Aberystwyth have got extra numbers in that middle of the park anyway, and you know, with the sending off, you know, Druids are trying to keep players forward, so I think that middle part's crucial. So when you get these free kicks, you've got to put it in dangerous areas. For me, this looks a little bit too far out though, the players.
Dawson whips it across the front. It'll go directly. Yeah, you said that.
Just too far out. I mean, you know, the distance they've got to cover is too much. I mean, it's not too bad a ball in, but you're asking players to travel 20 yards.
Yeah, too far away from. They should have been more central when the ball was knocked in. That's an onside, by the way. Chance to win the game. Again, Bulmer wins the duel.
He's been outstanding. I mean, we brought Mickey in to give you know, Mike Jones Carrot, our first team keeper, a challenge this year, and you know, we'll have a full pre-season with him under. I mean, his feet are fantastic.
Done well this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I rate Mike very highly. You know, Carrot's at our place is one of the best keepers in the league, but you know, not many teams in the Welsh Premier League have got two very, very good keepers, and you know, Druids have got that now with Nick coming in. So delighted to have him on board and getting him good game time here.
Positive, if anything, from the final that Kevin Druids can take, that their first team manager Hughie Griffiths is, you know, seeing younger players at his club develop even in defeat. He's done well, Evans at the back, smaller than the two centre halves as well, alongside Jenkins. George almost picks one out to the full back, Lucas Jones. Spins his man, he's got to go back to the 5 and go in first time. Free kick, definite free kick from behind there, given. Stephen Gittins just clipping the back of the legs. And again, the Diag free kick has to go in his yellow card.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, Kevin Druids doesn't seem to have made too much difference going down to 10 men at the moment. So, you know, another opportunity to put the ball in the box. You know, you're looking for your big man now to try and get himself isolated, 1v1.
Yeah, this is where you've got to pile bodies in the box, Shuey. I mean, you've got 2 against 1 at the back. There's okay. 4 minutes left on the clock. You've got to fill it up.
Yeah, Aber looked man for man slightly bigger, so I think you might look for Kai Jackson at the back here. I think that could be the key. Lewis George could be blocking the big man off and trying to allow Kai to come around the back.
Dawson, again, under-hit it if anything. Back stick was the one. The big man, George, was on the back stick. But they're still gallantly battling on here, the Druids. Down to 10 men. Showing a great attitude. They'll get the throw. They're still in the game.
Yeah, you know, it's a given at Kevin Druids Football Club. You know, we've got the reputation at first team level is never give up, never say die, and you know, it's gone on, and fair play to Sean and the boys out there that, you know, they're not giving up with the 10 men. You know, they've probably come into the game a little bit more, and sometimes it happens in football that.
It's well played again by Buxton midfield. You have to try and Sussex got to get that diag in now. Comes back out. Buxton. Great ball in from the midfielder. Great header away, the volley. May stay in play. If George can keep it in play, he'll keep the Druids' hopes alive. Sussex. Most probably have to do it himself here, Buxton again. Just brings a goalkeeper into play. He's grown into this game, Buxton. He's been under pressure in the midfield, but he's a good player, you can tell that, no doubt. Headed back again by Evans. Hooked on. Druids. Pressing for the equaliser. Yeah, Hughie, these are good moments at the moment in this game.
Yeah, it is. I think Lewis George needs to get himself a little bit more central here, the big fella. He's trying to peel out and trying to score that wonder goal rather than go and do the dirty stuff inside and try and get the knockdowns for his teammates.
Interesting to see which way that goes. It goes the way of ABBA. There'll be no rush now from the Seasiders. They're a minute or two away from completing a recapturing of that trophy they won last season. Number 14 will be joining the fray now. Josh Crowell, substitute. Crowell getting the final appearance. And Barry Morgan down below is just saying him get it and get in the corner. Nothing changes. 16s, 19s, men's.
Stephen Gittins coming off for 10.
Gittins coming off. He's had a decent
creative,
game.
Yeah, he's been very creative in there. He's got between the lines early on. So I think this might be a slightly more defensive move. Looks a little bit thicker set, a little bit bigger. So I think they'll be just trying to see the game out now, ABBA.
It'll be interesting. I don't think there's been much injury in the second period. I would say there's going to be 3 minutes, as per usual, will be added on. So it's a question of ABBA running the clock down, Druids putting the ball back in that area and just trying to get half a chance.
Yeah, it's difficult with that. Down to 10 men. I think, you know, they've had just a little 5-minute spell, Druids, where they could put the ball in the box a couple of times, and it was important that they tried to get the goal then. But you know, this is where you get your experience from. Aberystwyth have got to try and see games out. You know, you see at first team level that teams are not quite able to do it, and you know, they're slowing their walk into things now. It's, you know, it's very controlled there. I think that's coming from the management team down below us as well.
Yeah, Barry Morgan back in orders from the touchline. He will be the happiest man in Latham Park in 2 or 3 minutes time if his team stay 2-1 ahead, retaining the trophy he won last season. Every cup, Hughie, he's always had to retain.
Yeah, it's
no
hard.
matter what level of football you're playing.
Yeah, you know, you've got the bullseye on you when it's there. You know, it is difficult. You know, we've seen it in the Welsh Cup. You know, TNS have won it. I think, you know, I think it's been 2 years since they won it before that, and I think Scott talked about it yesterday. They've looked at it a few times and they weren't always winning it. So it is difficult to win the cup. You know, they're one-off games. You know, you talk about cup finals, so it's good stamina from these players really to go out and win it. You know, year in, year out, and certainly repeat it. You know,
well, the Druids will have 3 minutes left, Hughie, to try and get anything from this game. They've competed really well. ABBA most probably have held the upper hand during the game, and most probably will be deserved winners at 2-1. But we've seen a late goal in the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's what Druids hope for. But you know, down to 10, it's difficult. But you know, I've got nothing but, you know, admiration and really proud of these boys. You know, they've given a good account themselves there, and like we said, 6 of these boys are first years, so you know, hopefully, you know, they'll grow from that experience and they'll get a chance next year again. You know, it's a year a little bit older, a little bit stronger.
Ball from Buxton just goes through to Jenkins.
Yeah, he's done well. I mean, Jenkins out there, and you know, on the left back there as well alongside him.
Rowe puts him into the mixer again.
Yeah, they've been really solid on that left-hand side. I think, you know, the goals have come from them playing balls in from there and across. Been really, really good.
ABBA trying to bring Ewan Lloyd on. Let's hope he gets on in the last minute or two. Big man wins the header, but he had to have some support there. Got to chase every ball down in the last minute or so.
Yeah, Druids have shoved Kai up now, and you know, Cam in the middle of the park winning the header, but unfortunately tired legs, no forward runners. You know, we've talked about making vertical runs, but to get in behind players, you've got to do that. You know, TNS did it really well, and that was the difference yesterday with the two wingers running beyond people and running past people.
George
Some tired legs not going
gets
beyond
the
them.
header. Free kick given to Abba. Strong challenge from both players. He has to be careful, the fullback there. I think he's taking a bump to the head. And don't. Just a little bit of off the field discussions between the two sets of managers here at the moment, which always happens at the end of cup finals and tight games. It's been a tight game, most probably been shaded by Aberystwyth. It looks like they'll be able to make the substitution they've been wanting to make, and Ewan Lloyd will come on with a minute or so to go. Looks like the centre forward, Liam Doherty, has had a few chances. He looks a decent player, Doherty. If he can learn to put the ball in the back of the net, he plays on the line, he's got plenty of pace, and he could have a future in the game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, Kane spoke about it. You know, I think if you're not getting chances as a front man, that's the issue. But it's having that little bit of quality and that relaxing in front of goal. We've seen Rashford at Man United this year. You know, since Solskjaer's come in, he sort of revitalised him and he relaxed in front of goal. And I think he just needs to sort of fall in love with it and have a manager to trust him. But he's been a thorn in Druids' side constantly this season. This game.
Abba making a second substitute, or their third substitute in all, bringing on 19, Harry Cottam coming on for Liam Byrne, who's had a great game in the centre of midfield, so that's the...
Yeah, Liam sat there in front of the back two,
excellent game.
Swept up and done all his jobs that he needed to do there.
Ball clipped in, headed away. Druids would be miraculous were they to get a goal now. Oh, he's been tremendous at right back since his injury.
Yeah, Harry
in the first
Lucas,
half.
really brave
Tremendous.
boy.
Still gets
He's
forward.
got a chance. He's got to put this in the middle now.
Most probably should have bought the free kick then, Hugh, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he's almost too honest, isn't he? He's from
Yeah,
he's from
definitely.
a great family. I know the family really well, and you know, like you said, the dark arts.
That's
of
in the
football.
mixer. Headed away. Referee looking at his watch. Barry Morgan screaming to the referee. Forward time. Druids, to their credit, still
forward
putting
back.
pressure on. Has to
Go
go
back
in
to-
after the first touch.
Yeah.
Sussex. Maybe. Almost, to be fair to the Druids. It's a great ball in the 6 from midfield. Cameron Jones gets his head on the ball.
Yeah, a little bit. He possibly could have tried to bring it down with his foot. He had a little bit more time than you thought there, but no, I think that's possibly coming to the end now. And you know, Aber are worthy winners. It's difficult for me to say that, but like I said, I've been really proud of what Druids have done here and the way that they've performed today.
Yeah, it's great for us to have the Kevin Druids manager Hugh Griffiths, first team manager, alongside on the co-commentary this afternoon. It's been a pleasure to have his experience and his know-how of his team. But the winners of the Under-19 Academy Cup Finals, Aberystwyth Town retain their trophy. Aberystwyth 2, Kevin Druids 1. We will be back just to go through the presentation in 5 minutes or so. But congratulations to the winners on the day. Cambroyle and Clinic 1, Connors Key 0 at under 12 level. Bala 2, Penabont 0 at under 14 level. Cambroyle and Clinic 4, Airbus UK 2 at under 16 level. And in the under-19s final, Aberystwyth win 2-1 against the gallant Kevin Druids.
Ladies and gentlemen, the presentation for this evening's game will take place in the corner ground. You can all make your way over to one of the stages.
and Kevin Druids go to the podium to collect their runners-up medals. A gallant performance by Kevin Druids, down to 10 men at the end of the game, but plugged on heartily throughout the 90 minutes, most probably just edged out by the better team, Aberystwyth Town, but a gallant performance from Kevin Druids, and plenty of scope for a few, at least, of their players to gain Welsh Premier Standard football, at least, and maybe a few possibly with professional futures. Gallant effort from Kevin Druids. Trophies awarded by Robert Page and Peter Rees, Wales Under-21s manager and ex-president of the Welsh Premier League, Peter Rees. Gallant performance by Kevin Druids, as Hughie Griffiths, their manager, said he was proud of their performance. The dark just coming now at Latham Park in Newtown. It's been a long day in the Academies Cup final, and the last winners of the day for the second season in a row, Barry Morgan's Aberystwyth Town Under-19s collect the Under-19s Academy Cup. Goals by Lee Jenkins and Tom Evans give the Seasiders a 2-1 victory over the Druids and retain their cup for the second year running. It's all promising for Aberystwyth and their first team in the JD Welsh Premier League, especially with the likes of man of the match Harry Rowe performing as well as he did today. Robert Page and President Peter Rees give their medals out as quick as you can and get out of the way, because the champagne starts to flow rather quickly at these events. Thank you everybody for watching today on Facebook and FAW TV. And congratulations once again to the final winners of the day, Aberystwyth Town Under-19s. Mr. Rees leaves the stage. Robert Page presents the cup to the captain of Aberystwyth. Congratulations, Aberystwyth Town Under-19s Welsh Premier champions, Cup champions.